Okay, hello YouTube. Take number 4. I don't even want to talk about it, really. Anyway, this is the 4th time I've tried doing this tonight, so we're gonna really jam pack everything real quick. Okay, tomorrow I'm off to Geneva, Ohio, to watch my son in his District 10 track and field championships. I'll probably be there most of the day. I have some trenches I'm going to feed tonight before I go to bed, namely Ice, the Brachypelma bomi, and 2 of the Chilobrachys discalus that are going with me to Buffalo on Sunday, along with this little lady here. There she is, the Cereocosmus aurea or Bertae. Those are going to be traded off for an Enchrysotella olivaceum and a Poecilotheria rufilata, possibly a Brachypelma albopilosum Nicaraguan sling. So yeah, we're going to leave around 7 o'clock. We should get there around 8:30. Doors open at 9. I'll be at the mostly reptiles table most of the day. We will, meander around and take a look and see what is all going around, so probably for an hour or so I'll be meandering, checking out the place with my daughter. But we're going to try and help Ruth and Vaughn if they need us to. A couple molts. Miko, the Nandu carapoensis, suspected female now, molted 2 days ago. And the Iberpora soriatoma, molted yesterday, also suspected female. It looks like there's a small flap on both of the molts. They're still both small. They're not large. I think that she is maybe 1 3/4, 2 inches at the most. I don't even think she's 2 inches, to be honest with you. So those are, and then in there she is right there. You can see maybe in the corner there, Gramostole pulchripes. That's it. Molted about 4 or 5 days ago. So those are the 3 molts that I know of. I don't think there's anybody else. Here is there's Church, the Salmopes cambridgei is ready to mold at any time. Once it does, it'll move out of there into one of these. And then once it's big enough, it'll go out of there into these. That there is with the flash or the light that you really can't see, is the Poecilotheria vittata. I have another snap tight. I'm going to set that up in the next few days to get him or her, thinking him, moved into one of those. I got a lot of tarantulas to feed over the course of the next 4 or 5 days, so I'm going to be doing videoing of all of them as I feed them and cram them into a feeding video, which is probably going to be around an hour long. I'm going to try and do as minimal talking through that as possible. I made a minor mistake that turned into a major mistake with the assassin bug nymphs. The water dish that I put in there with the escape means of the aquarium rocks for the bedding in the bottom, and then the plastic plants I put in the water dish that I thought that the assassin bugs would climb in and out of. Well, apparently assassin bugs are not very good swimmers, because 10 of the nymphs overnight crawled in or fell in and drowned. Again, they should have been able to get out of the silk plants that are in there, but not silk plants, but the plastic plants, but they didn't. So when I talked to someone that's bred them pretty consistently, said he did the same thing once and lost quite a few because he didn't check on them for a few days. He lost about 3/4 of his, I guess you would call them brood or hatchings. So a total of like 26 to 27 of them he lost in, over the course of 4 or 5 days in a dish that was a little bit too deep. There wasn't a lot of water in there, as you could see. You could see the stain mark that is, right to there, and the aquarium rocks are right there. So there was less than, an 1/8 of an inch, maybe 3/16 of an inch of water in there. But I guess they're not very good swimmers at all, so when they went into the water, they probably didn't last long. So needless to say, I changed water dishes to a very, very, very shallow water dish. And I have had 7 new hatchlings since then. You know, I would have been up over 30 of them in there. Now we're back to, I think, 18. With what, you know, losing these ones here. It was just a dumb mistake on my part. I learned a lesson. Hopefully, you know, everybody that watches this will, you know, heed that warning and pay attention to that. But my mature male, well, you can't see him. There he is in the corner. Monocentrepus balfourius going absolutely crazy, wandering around his container, crawling across the top, crawling around the sides, resting every now and then, but he's putting his work in. He's built a sperm web, ripped it down, so he's putting his work in trying to find a female in this enclosure. So I'm trying to find someone that I can get him to pair up with their female. I'm not having much luck right now. Here's another molt that we just found today. In fact, if you would have been able to do the other video, you would have seen, because I just found it as we were videoing. This is Archum, the Chromatopelma cyaneo pubescens, GBB. There's the molt. This was fresh, so it's probably overnight. So once I get done here, as I'm uploading this video, I'm going to get that molt out, see if we can determine whether we have another boy or if we possibly have a female. The last molt, I suspected that this was a male also. So we'll find out. There's the 2 baby Curus jacksonis. The regular morph, which is a male. The chocolate morph is not molted yet. So I don't know. They're getting transferred into baseball cubes like this, as well as the Acanthoscurria geniculata and the Theraphosinase species Panama, who's in that hole. Those ones are going to get put into those. And then eventually the Discalus and the species cane krakens are all going to go into those. So we get rid of these. I'll probably wait a molt or 2. We'll see how they do, but I don't want to keep rehousing them over and over and over again. So what I decided to do with Norman, the Grammostola pulchra, who's back there, is going to be molting sometime soon, is going to go into, you see the bottom container there, that's the large size, so it's about as long as these, and not quite as wide, but almost. So he's going to move up to that, and then I'm pretty sure I'm going to move one of my Dabus paniloris into that. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet. Who's going to get moved into there? But I was going to move Miko out of this container, and I don't think I need to, because there was not much size gain with this molt. Not much at all. Behind the Poecilotheria vittata right there that you see is the Poecilotheria regalis, suspected female, but we're not sure. The molt was kind of sketchy. I haven't got a good ventral, so we're not really sure. She's or he's probably around the 5.5 inch mark. No emboli on it, so we know it's not a mature male if it is a male. The frog is doing good. Nandu chromatus still has a molted. There he is. Look at how pretty. Yeah, I know, little guy. They're so skinny. He won't eat, as most mature males don't. But the Tapenicinius species Columbia molted. I think you guys see that one. 8, as well as the Avicularia 8, and the Tapenicinius cupreus 8, and the Salmopaeus pulcher little sling 8 as well. Also the Carabina versicolor, you could see right there, see it barely because the light shining on it between the 2 purple leaves there. I don't want to take the top off, but that one molted also, so it's doing well in the substrateless container. So we're right at the 10-minute mark where I want it to be. So the next video will probably be just feeding the Brachypelma bomi. I don't even know if I'm going to video it, to be honest with you, because they just need to eat and be done. And this is I gotta charge my camera and upload this video and try to get some sleep before we have to get up early. It's gonna be a long day. We'll be there all day. Probably won't leave there till 7 o'clock tomorrow night, so it'll probably be a 12-hour day for us there. We're driving there and driving back anyway. Other than that, everyone's doing great. Little Erminia has really been active. It's really cool because most of the Erminias I've had have been very reclusive. This one's been out quite a bit, so it's been a good eater since it's molted. Things I might look for this weekend, I'm going to check out a few scorpion species, maybe look for a male Faunopelma chalcodes. Probably not a mature male, but maybe a penultimate male, I don't know, depending on prices again. I wouldn't mind a Brachypelma schroderi or a Brachypelma albiceps, maybe another Brachypelma bomi, a small one. I wouldn't even mind getting another Brachypelma classy, to be honest with you. I have 2 Amelias, I have 3 of the Amores, I have 1 Vagans, but I have a bunch of slings coming yet. And I have the 4 Albopilosums. 2 of them are supposed to go away. The mature male has a home, and it's just a matter of me getting them shipped. And someone is possibly buying the female, or suspected female, sling, young juvenile, and a Grammostola pulchripes. They wanted to buy 2 of those, or those 2 spiders. So I think I'm probably going to sell those. It just depends on when he wants to do it. But there's Denver. Denver hasn't eaten in a few weeks and looking pretty plump. Shouldn't be ready for a molt yet, but who knows? You know, we have had a decent warm up. But I think my Capistratus is finally getting ready to molt too. So we have that one, the Ceratogyrus darlingi in the container with the green lid, and the Salmopaeus cambridgei, and of course the Faunopelma seemanni, and the Nandru chromatus and Nandru colorado villosus are the ones that I know of right now that are in a pre-molt condition. So thanks for watching. There may be another video tomorrow depending on how tomorrow goes. Maybe I'll try videoing with the GoPro while I'm down there. I can videotape him and then watch it on the computer and see how the thing actually does. And then I might take that with me to Buffalo. If not, I'll do some videoing on the camera here and then upload it when I get home or the next day. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging in there looking at pretty much nothing, just listening to me ramble. But I wanted to update everybody on what was going on. So we'll talk to you soon.